Hey everybody, welcome back. Well, just real quickly here, I got to get into work in about 5 minutes, but just want to give a little update on my family situation. I did lose another aunt. I've lost like two uncles and an aunt in a pretty short period of time. Last 8 months, yeah, I lost two uncles and an aunt. My aunt that was on hospice passed away 3 days ago, 4 days ago. Yeah, doing okay with it. She was in pretty bad shape, so I'm sure that she's in a much better place right now. She really wasn't in the best living condition, being in a nursing home and not in the best health, and she was on hospice for quite some time, and she had severe dementia, so severe hearing loss. So I'm sure I'm really kind of relieved in a way that she's passed, that her pain and suffering is over. She didn't have cancer and anything like that, just 81. And then, a month and a half ago, that was expected, but about a month and a half ago, I lost an uncle unexpectedly. I assume he probably had a heart attack because he was found on the floor. I think he either fell or had a heart attack. I was kind of hoping. I'm still kind of not at ease about that. I hoped he passed away peacefully, but the fact that he was on the floor, I know it's all over now, but hoping he didn't suffer. But when his body was found, he'd been passed for like 4 or 5 days, and he was found on the floor in his den, like his TV room next to his bedroom. But overall, I'm doing okay with it. I've made peace with it. I know that they're resting in peace now, and they're don't have any more worries, don't have any more problems. I know it sounds kind of like a negative thing to say, but life isn't easy on Earth. I'm sure things are much easier for them right now than they are for us that are still here. And saw the Michael Jackson movie over the weekend. I give it an A+. It was excellent. I give it 10 out of 10. I think it's going to be they're going to make a sequel to it, because it started back him like rehearsing with his brothers in his living room before the Jackson 5 ever became famous. It started off with them just like practicing in his living room in Gary, Indiana, back in I don't know, 50 through 60. I forget what year it was. I think it was the 60s. They got started, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of dates in the movie, and then it went all the way up. And I don't want to give too much away, but it went all the way through. They did like Billie Jean, The Thriller, Human Nature, and it left off in 1988. What song was it that because I know they touched on The Thriller, they touched on Billie Jean. Was like The Thriller was 82, Billie Jean was 83. I think Human Nature was like 81 or something like that. I forget the song it left off with, but it left off in 1988, and it said his story to be continued, or will continue. So it leads me to believe that they're going to make a sequel to it. So there's that. I definitely recommend seeing it. If you haven't seen it yet, you won't be disappointed. If you're a Michael Jackson fan, it's definitely a must. You must see that movie. Not too many movies made these days that I like, and that was one of, they just don't make them like they used to, and that's more of my kind of movie. That's the way they used to be. And then to get to basketball, I was really shocked that the Cavaliers not only beat the Pistons Game 7 there on the Detroit's home floor, but also blew them out by 31 points. Was that right? 125 to 94. So now it's the Cavaliers and the Knicks. Knicks have home court advantage, Eastern Conference Finals. That should be a pretty good series. I'm not sure. I'm hoping the Knicks will win, because they haven't been to the finals. They haven't won a championship since 1973, so I'd like to see them win. And then another good series in the West, you got the Spurs and OKC Thunder. That's going to be a good series too. I think they'll go at least 6 games, if not 7. But we'll see what happens. But I think it's anybody's game right now. Even the Cavaliers are playing good. Donovan Mitchell, James Harden. I think OKC has the edge. Defending champions. I think they're the best team out of the 4, but it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. It's anybody's game. Whoever gets not necessarily skill when it comes to the playoffs. when you really want, it's more of an inner hunger, determination. So stamina, that's the word I'm looking for. I think it's pretty much about stamina, but of course you still got to get the ball in the basket. You got to prevent the ball from getting the basket on the defensive end. But yeah, I think it's whoever just wants it more, whoever is more hungry. So all right, I got to get into work. Nice seeing you all. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and we'll talk again soon. Hey, have a great week, everybody. Talk to y'all later. Bye.